This is our design and production area for the gate and fences. We have the design drawings for all the gates are produced here, and all of the gate and fence accessories are also produced here.
All right.
We work with normally with the AutoCAD and the SolidWorks formats. Generally the SolidWorks formats for the gate and fence accessories, where the AutoCAD is used mainly for the gate and fence layout. This is Min, he's the design manager for this area, and we have standard production drawings and also made to order production drawings. So this is the standard Amazing Gate hinge. As you can see, this is in a different format than the gate and fence layout, and it can be separated into each component for the hinge, and as you can imagine, there's many processes to make the hinge, and we do them all here within our production facility. As you can see in the production drawings, this is the assembly drawing for our production.
The complete gate?
Yeah, the complete gate assembly. And then each part is drawn in the different process of production. For example, this part here is part number 2 is cut, drill, punch, and then that's the finalised product that goes into assembly.
And these drawings are given to the actual fabricators out on the machine for you?
Yes, each area of production has their own set of drawings for which part they're making. And then once all the parts are assembled or made, then it goes through to the assembly side of things.
All right, so these are the drawings for all of the stock designs. It's very common for our customers to require modification on the stock designs to suit their particular application. What's the process for theirs?
The process is very similar than a stock gate, but we do a few more things at the front end. And for example, the procedure would be that your client will provide you with the specifications of the gate style, width, height that they need to meet their requirements, and then you will provide them to us, where we will then develop the drawings specific to their needs. And generally what we do, we provide the layout of the gate and fence. As you can see on the computer screen now, we have a made-to-order design showing the layout for the whole gate and fence order. And then from there, each piece of that layout is designed and sent to you for your client's approval.
I send it to the customer, get their signature of approval, send it back to you, and we begin the fabrication process.
Yes, we do. And then we go through the same process of a stock gate, where each part is designed for that specific gate, and then we move on to the production phase of the project.
Assembly.
Take you through now.
That sounds awesome.
Thank you. Where we store all of the raw materials, the tubular product, before it's been cut, punched and bent, before it goes into assembly. So generally we'll allocate the material from this area into the tubular cutting area first. So I'll move you to the tubular cutting area now.
Fantastic. I'd love to see the whole process.
Yeah. So this is where the tubes are cut into each specific size. If you look at the drawing here, you'll see that this is the first phase, is the cutting phase.
Okay.
So each tube's marked and cut, and then it moves on into the marking stage for the drilling and the punching. As I mentioned before, in the design area, this is where each section has the drawings sent to it from the production. And as you can see here now, after the tube's been cut, it gets marked for the punching and the drilling. Because the product is hot dip galvanized, the product must be fully vented. So we have to drill the tubes with holes or punches for the venting process of the hot dip galvanizing.
So you're drilling all of the holes, so when the fabricated gates are dipped in the molten zinc oxide, all of that air expands and is allowed to travel outside the gate.
If we didn't do that, the gate would explode.
Well,
and that also allows the inside and the outside of the tubes to be fully hot dip galvanized.
Which allows for the best corrosion resistance that technology can afford right now.
Yes, for steel products. Once the whole gate's been all the parts have been made for the gates that are going into assembly. They're put on a jolly and they're put together, and then they move into the assembly process. So the first stage of production, of assembly, is we assemble the gate frame. As you can see on this assembly table here, that he's positioning all the frame members now, where they will just tack weld the frame into position before installing the pickets onto the gate and the decoration. If you move to this table, you'll see that now they're installing the pickets onto this particular style gate, which is a Strasbourg style gate. And each picket's fully welded on the gate frame.
So they begin by tack welding them in place, checking all of the dimensions and the flushnet, and then fully welding the pickets in place.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. This area here is where they're making the decorations for the gates, and all the decorations are made out of either solid steel, flat bar, or square or round bar.
So all of the accessories includes the hinges, all of the decorations. I recognize the C-scrolls from the Essex style gate.
Yeah, that's correct. All of the accessories are made here in this facility. And yes, you're right, they are the C-scrolls for the Essex gate. I can take you over here now and I'll show you where they're assembling the hinges. So as you can see here, this is where they're assembling the hinge part. That's the hinge head and the threaded round bar that goes into the hinge. The welding process that we use for this particular part is the TIG welding process. After they're assembled, fully assembled, then the parts of the hinge will go to get electrozinc plated, and then they're powder coated prior to packing. So as you can see on this assembly table, they've fully welded the picket, the frame and the pickets already, and now they're installing the decoration onto the gate.
And this is an Athena style.
Yeah, this is an Athena style gate. The one that we just saw then was a Concord style gate. So as you can see, there's many different styles of gates being made at any one time. The process is that the gate will stay on the table. It doesn't move from one assembly table to another. The whole process is done on one table. After it's fully assembled and fully welded, then the gates go to a holding area where our quality control department will check the gate and label the gate before it's packed onto a pallet and then taken to the hot dip galvanising facility. We'll have to get in a car and go to the hot dip galvanising facility now, so I can show you the process of hot dip galvanising.
All right, that sounds exciting.
So here we are at the hot dip galvanising facility, where the product's dropped off, the gate and fences are dropped off, and prior to the gate and fences being dropped into the molten zinc, they need to go through a three-stage chemical treatment process. The first stage is a degreaser, and then it goes into an acid wash, and then into a flux. From the flux, the product's taken off of the hanging jigs and put onto another hanging jig that enables it to be dropped into the molten zinc where it's not touching each other. Once it's been assembled on the hanging jigs, then it gets dropped into the molten zinc. The molten zinc about 450 degrees Celsius.
It's 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes, around about
Give or
that.
take.
And as you can see, the way the gates are hung on the hanging jigs, they're hung on an angle. So as they slowly take out the product from the molten zinc, it allows the molten zinc to come off freely, so that it doesn't have any large blobs. So it tries to give it the smoothest finish that we can. Once it's fully out of the bath, they dip it into the chromate bath, which allows the product to be cooled down, and then from there it's put onto it's placed onto the floor here, where the gates are taken off of the jig and then checked for the thickness of the zinc plating. From the zinc plating normally is checked, and it's between 60 and 70 microns thick, and that complies with ASTM A123 standard, which is an American standard for zinc plating. And then from there, after it's been checked, it's put into the transport jigs. When they're full, they're put onto the truck and they're taken back to our factory, where we go through the the cleaning stage, and then the powder coating. So I can take you through that stage now. So now we move to the powder coating phase of the production. Prior to actual powder coating, the product goes through a chemical pre-treatment process, which starts off with a degreasing solution, and then 2 rinse baths, and then it goes into an activating bath, and then a zinc phosphate bath, and then a rinse, and then it gets dried off prior to putting it into the powder coating on the powder coating line. The phosphating is a very important stage of the painting process, the zinc phosphating, because of we need the powder to bond to the galvanized steel finish, the zinc finish, because if we don't do that, the surface is too smooth, and then over time the powder coating will peel off the zinc. There's lots of gate fences that I've experienced in America and Australia that don't go through this process, and after a while the paint just chips off very easily.
Powder coating comes right off.
Because there's no bonding at all. So as you can see now, they're taking it out of the activate bath, and it will go now into the phosphate. And the phosphate is the zinc phosphate gives it that surface that the powder coat can bond to.
Basically cleaning, prepping and treating the surface of the zinc for powder coat.
Yeah, that's correct. So after that, it'll go into the powder coating process. So I'll take you through there now. So prior to the powder coating of the product, the galvanized product enters into the oven, where the oven is 200 degrees Celsius. The reason we put the galvanized product in the oven prior to powder coating is that during the hot dip galvanized process, the zinc coating has small little air bubbles in the zinc coating, which, if not preheated prior to the powder coating, these small bubbles will expand and blow the powder coating off. So we put them in the oven first so that the bubbles expand and release the air out of the zinc coating, so that we don't have any defects on the paint surface after it goes through the oven after powder coating. So now you can see the gate entering the powder coating booth, where they are spraying the powder coating onto the gate, and the powder, as it comes out of the gun, has an electrostatic charge. With the metal, it attracts to the metal. And you can see it's a very clean painting process, and we have a mini dust extraction system in the powder coating booth that allows us to recycle the powder, so there's no waste or no pollution from this process. Right, so this is the gate coming out of the oven. As you feel, the powder's pure, but it's quite hot to touch.
Warm to the touch.
So within 5 minutes around the conveyor system, it'll be okay. There'll be a pull down so that we can remove it from the conveyor.
And this is the stage where they test it, or they test it after it's moved to the staging area?
No, they test it at the staging area prior to packaging, or the hold area as we call it. So we're nearly to the end of the process. So now the gate's in the hold area prior to packaging. This is where we check and document the thickness of the powder coating.
And this makes sure that it is compliant with the certain micron thickness?
Yeah, the powder that we use is Tiger Drylac, which is a reputable American manufacturer of powder. We recommend that it should be 60 to 80 microns. So this is the area where we do all the packing of the accessories after they've been powder coated. As you can see here, we've got a range of accessories that are all being vacuum packed on a cardboard backing and labelled, ready to be packed into the